So what did you guys talk about before? What was going on?
We didn't talk.
We were just watching Bang Bus, but we weren't even recording this episode. We were just watching
watching it for fun. I was sitting in your seat.
I was over there.
Grab the KY, get yourself ready. You got some sliding to do. Hanging out with TL and the boys, maybe some critters too. So get your phone and get on the gram. You know where to find the man. Slide into the DMs. Girl, what's on your mind? Slide into the DMs. But baby, take your time. Slide, slip it on in. Here we go again. DM Monday.
Welcome to episode 36 of the DM Monday podcast. This is my podcast, and here's my co-host Trey Bonner and Mitch Wallace. Mitch, what's going on in your world, dude?
I've just been doing a lot of fishing, trying to get tan.
Who you been fishing with?
You?
Not
You look
me.
pretty tan.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying. I've been.
He hasn't
Take
been
your
fishing
shirt
with
off.
me. He's lying.
I would if I was allowed.
At least show it up so we can see what it looks like down there if you're kind of tan.
See, taking my shirt off is only good from here up
Yeah.
because I got good shoulders. But if I lift it a little, you'll only see the
You got
bad
good
part.
titties. I grabbed on
Yeah.
them yesterday.
Hey,
Yeah, they're nice. And so no, on the lifting it up. But recently I've been getting tan. We're getting ready for Key West, the Songwriter Festival. What's in your little pouch, your little kangaroo?
Dip. Bonner, what have you been listening to? I see you're going to Taylor Swift. When's that coming up?
May 6th. I'm very nervous because I'm going alone.
Oh, yeah?
So
Are you going to just hold your pee in or what?
I probably since they're letting the
Just
women
dehydrate
use the
yourself
men's
all day?
room. I mean, that's the plan. That's what I do on travel days when
They're
we're in
letting the
bus.
women use the men's bathroom?
That's what I saw on TikTok.
Damn.
Have you planned what you're going to eat that day just to make sure you don't get like a stomach virus and throw up?
No,
and
but
miss
my
the show?
doctor gave me some pills, so if my stomach start hurting, take one of them bad boys. We cruising.
Did you know that he has like a small bladder and he has to pee a lot?
I have a kidney disorder, so I have to
Yeah.
pee. There's no other way around it.
So the bathroom issue is going to be an issue for you at
100%. If I drink any water, so I'm just not going to drink water. So if you see 5'4" male fainted at the Taylor Swift concert, it's not because the show, it's because I didn't drink any water.
Dude, the chances of you sitting next to a female are pretty high, and she might be single.
There's a reason for the teardrops on
Come on.
my guitar. You think she'll play those kind of songs?
I mean, the whole set list is online. I could pull it up and look.
Yeah.
3 hours and 15-minute show.
I
so-
was hanging out with Carrie last night.
They're going on Sunday, right?
What's up?
They're going that Sunday when they get back from the road.
I guess. I don't know.
What's been new in your life, Trey?
I mean, nothing really. I got my boat up here to Nashville. You brought it up here. I've been fishing. We started a new TikTok. It's Trey and Mitch.
Trey
Go
Mitch.
check that out. I got a new song coming out May 5th, which this episode will probably be out way after.
Probably like mid to late June.
But anyways, yeah.
Really?
so-
We're that far back?
Yeah, we're that far back.
Dude, in June, I might be 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah, you might be.
Yo, if you're listening to this, check my Instagram and see if I'm skinnier.
Yeah.
Because I started working out and dieting a little bit.
What you be eating? What you cooking?
Dude, you've been on diet for like 2 days.
I'm not even fat anymore.
But by the time this comes out, I'll be on a diet
Yeah.
for 2 months.
That's
You
your
might.
that's your line, Trey. I'm not even fat
We
anymore.
ate pizza today, though.
I ain't even fat anymore.
Yeah, well, this is...
I mean, I ate Waffle House last night and pizza today. I feel like a complete fat ass, but I'm kind of glad that it's cold outside because I can wear a hoodie.
Yeah, to cover our fat.
Yeah.
Man, fuck you for calling me out for
Five
eating
Guys
pizza.
burgers.
Wait, so what are you cooking, Mitch? I can't cook. I'm trying to learn.
Last night I cooked pot roast. It turned out pretty good.
So we went to his house today. It smelled like fucking straight doo-doo in there.
Butthole pie?
Butthole
Smelled
pie.
like old pot roast.
Butthole pie?
Solid butthole pie.
Hell yeah.
I've been cooking like, crunchy peanut butter sandwiches. Macaroni.
That's not a diet food.
Dude, wait. I got to tell you a story.
The point is when this comes out, I'll be skinnier. Just know that.
I got to tell you all a story. So
All
I
right,
asked out
tell
this
us.
girl back in December, I think.
What's her name? Never mind.
It's not who you think it is. So this girl, she was cooking eggs.
How
right?
did you ask her out? Whoa, back the fuck up. Is she in Nashville?
Yeah.
How did you ask her out?
I was
Slid
like,
in the DMs?
Hell yeah. We talked for a little bit. I was like, do you want to go get drinks? Boom, ghosted. Then she got a boyfriend, whatever. She was cooking eggs, right, this past weekend because we have a mutual in common. I was
Like
like,
you and the boyfriend?
what do you mean? No, me and the girl.
And her boyfriend?
No, I don't know her boyfriend.
Then why is she cooking you eggs if
Hey,
she has a
Mcilwain,
boyfriend?
the guest is here. What was I talking about?
You asked her out.
Oh,
She got a
wasn't
boyfriend,
cooking
and
me
now
eggs.
she cooks
She
you
wasn't
eggs.
cooking me eggs. But our mutual, I was like, yeah, so how's insert name here? She's like, well, she was cooking eggs last week and burned her face. I was like, well, how'd she do that? She was cooking eggs in the microwave.
Oh my god!
I was like, I didn't know you could microwave eggs.
Yeah,
And
you
she-
can do that.
But I like how
Really?
Clay was doing it today.
how much do you have to be cooking these things for your microwave door to open and shoot in your face?
Yeah, I don't know because you can cook eggs in like 2 minutes in the microwave.
She didn't burn down Brendan Cato's house, did she?
Yeah, his house.
I mean,
right
actually,
now.
mate, no, I don't
Dude,
think
I
so.
need to take these headphones off so they're not warm for the guests.
Yeah.
How weird would that,
That would
be?
be weird.
Like, put these on and like, dude, these are kind of warm.
We should go fishing Thursday if we can
We can't.
before we leave.
I have content with.
I guess I'll just go by myself then.
Do whatever, dude. Some of us has to work.
Yeah.
My fucking knees.
That was on camera.
Me too.
I'm about to drink a Diet Red Bull because I'm on a diet.
So what's the difference? What's the difference in a Diet Red Bull and a regular Red Bull? When
This one makes you skinny.
damn.
Pretty clear.
So you got to get new snow pants.
I thought you didn't like sugar-free Red Bull. What's
I
up with
don't.
that?
I'm on a diet.
Oh man, Roman Alexander, what's up, man? How you
How
doing?
are you, buddy? I'm
Good, man.
entertained by listening to you guys talk.
Sorry, we're just
It's a lot of
we
bullshit.
It's all right.
We just get to talking sometimes.
It's okay.
What's that tattoo on your hand? Is that a coin?
Yeah, this is a Roman coin. I know, very self-centered of me to do that, considering my name's Roman. But I got 1996. Every tattoo I've gotten while I was drunk.
Hell yeah.
So I've never had a sober tattoo, and I don't really plan on it.
Dang.
That's cool. Which one's first? What was the first drunk mistake?
I was 18 the day I turned 18. It's an Elvis Presley signature, and so, that was my little bit of rebelness. And then obviously I moved to Nashville, and things went downhill.
When did you move here?
2015. So I graduated high school in 2015, and that's when I rebelled.
Nice.
So
Nice. So you've been here a minute, huh?
yeah, I've been here a minute.
Awesome.
Almost 10. I've lost count now. It feels like 50 years, but 10 years.
I've been. We knew you were coming on the podcast, so we checked out some of your music, and my favorite song is it Cocktail Conversations?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like that song's a banger. How old is that song?
It's about 3 years because I'm actually because of the same time Dick Down in Dallas came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I like that song. I feel like it has great melody and like, I don't know. I feel like it's very catchy.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of hopefully the goal, but I think putting out a song, it was like my first introduction. It was like my first song.
That was your first song you ever put out?
Well, I mean, I put stuff out before, but hopefully the world never has to hear that.
Oh, trust me, I have a whole 2013 record that.
Hey, that shit's a fucking banger, dude.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
bro.
Play
that
it
shit's
loud.
good, dude.
That's
The whole shit's
terrible.
good.
What
It's
would- like,
brutal.
what's it
dude.
comparable to? Like, what would you? How would you explain it if it's not out there?
Oh, it's out there.
Oh,
It's out there.
Oh shit, it's actually out there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just.
Dude, it's
I feel like a lot of artists kind of like go through this where they like they're just trying to find their sound. You know what I mean? I really didn't have like a defined sound back then.
I know how to explain it. It's like watching maybe like I Love Lucy. You know how it's like old and it's not really produced well. It's a little blurry, but like you're still like I still like it though.
Yeah, I mean-
it's not like a full production 4K video, but you're like this shit's still pretty good.
all right. It's your turn to explain it,
It's like
McIlwain.
that.
It's like porn
Mcilwain,
on
you try to
DVD.
explain it.
It does not sound like Trey. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
I gotta hear it. I'm so
I
curious.
just haven't
now.
like really heard my voice. Found my voice back then and stuff.
He had
you know?
hair.
I had hair back then.
And the chin thing.
The bald
the chin thing.
thing.
Hell yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, man, this podcast is about you, not me.
Well, no, I love podcasts. They're open forum conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, where anything
Dude,
goes.
We put your music on the boat, and we're like, we're gonna listen to a song, and we just kind of we just kept fishing and not focusing on it. And a couple songs went by, and I was like, dude, is this still Roman? This shit's great.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks, man.
we like dozed off into your music and just kind of got lost in it. And it's
What's
fucking
the song
great.
you
I
put
loved
about
it.
put out about your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, can I see my dog?
Can I
Yeah.
see my
That's
dog?
the one that like hooked me back in.
Yeah.
I'm not that I stopped listening, but I just kept fishing.
That's okay if you
And I was like,
didn't
dude, this
give a
one's
shit.
great.
That's okay.
What is that?
Well, man,
still you.
That was I mean, I love dogs. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I can't trust anybody who
course,
doesn't
yeah.
love dogs. But yeah, my friends and I, we went in, and it was just one of those things that Anna Voss had an idea for All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah.
And
No, I got that line in the bridge. It said something, if that's where they all go or something like that.
It was like, I want to see my dog first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It named a bunch of cool shit, and then it was like, but I want to see my dog first.
Yeah.
Well, and then you know, as you know, like we write so many songs a year.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
there's always that out of the 170 to 100 songs or 120 songs you might write in a year, there's always like that one or there's three that stand out out of that whole year, and that's you end up cutting or you know, getting on the table for conversation.
We were sitting there, and I just thought it was cool, kind of like how like that song like captured the emotion of like me and Mitch used to live together when we first moved to town, and like he had this dog. He ended up giving it to his grandma, but
My grandma stole it. I didn't really give it.
His name was Sam, but
His name is Sam.
it is Sam.
Oh, so he's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam's still kicking.
My grandfather passed away, and my grandma's been like lonely, but Sam was a golden doodle. He's a labradoodle.
Yeah.
So he has like a big personality, and she borrowed him while we were on the road. She watched him for me, and she was like, it makes me feel not lonely.
So,
So can I keep him? And I was like, I guess
But
so.
I was like sitting there listening to that song, and Mitch was like, man, I wish Sam was here right now. And I was like, yeah, if he was on this boat, he'd be spinning in circles, like trying to like find a place to lay down and just huffing and puffing and like biting hooks, because he was just always into something.
Dude, he was chaotic.
But I just thought it was cool that like we were listening to that song, and it like sparked up a memory, and we ended up talking about his dog for like 10 minutes.
That's what makes a good song, is to be able to like, for me, a good song makes you be able to visually picture something.
Yeah.
I always think of like Good Directions.
Oh,
The
God,
song Good
yeah,
Directions.
yeah.
If you don't think of a fruit stand that was on a corner of your house growing up when you hear that song, you're not listening.
Yeah.
Like, so to be able to picture something is what makes a good song.
Yeah. No.
So that song being able to like envision or stir up a memory of a dog.
Do y'all
is
ever
incredible.
like listen to songs and like
This Diet Rebel's awful.
it's not bad. It does the job.
You don't like sugar-free Red Bull?
Do y'all ever like listen to
Lots of
songs
snitch.
and you'll be like,
Diet weed.
you maybe heard it like a million times, but you like remember exactly where you were the first time you ever heard it, or like when you
Yeah.
were super into it, like you remember a part of the high. Like I remember Whiskey on My Breath. Remember that song? By, it was by
Love and Theft?
Love and Theft.
Yeah.
First time I ever heard that song, I was driving to Nashville. I was like right past Coleman on 65 North.
Dude, I
And,
remember
I'll never forget where I was. I don't know. It's cool.
when Young Jeezy put out the Return of the Snowman album. I was leaving a party in 10th grade, and my buddy was driving, and we were going like 100 miles an hour down the back road. I was like, "You got to slow down," but we were listening to that album.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like a music video should be able to play in your head when you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes you back to that memory. For me, it was Sam Hunt. You know, my earliest memories of listening to Elvis or Johnny Cash, like I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. But I think, you know, for whatever reason, so many people, so many artists and songwriters get involved because, you know, that they have that moment where they hear an artist. Mine was, I was in art class, and I hated art class in high school. I was terrible at it. But there was this really hot girl. I was listening to Sam Hunt. I was like singing for the summer, and I was like, hey, what is that? It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But I love Sam Hunt though.
Yeah.
I was just being stubborn. I was like, that ain't country.
Yeah.
And then I was secretly a fan. And
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. Cool.
So I was all of 16, 17 years old, and I ended up taking a girl on a date to a Sam Hunt concert. And when I saw the girls freaking out over him, I was like, I'm going to do what that guy does.
Yeah, country music kind of went through a phase where, like, you know, everybody be like, that ain't country. You know what I mean?
And that's been going on for centuries or ages. I mean, Waylon and Willie were told that they weren't country at one point.
Yeah, and then, you know,
there's a line for sure. There's definitely a line.
Yeah, there's definitely a line. But there was like a 90s, like in the 90s, like Toby Keith and all them, like all the stuff that we think is country gold now.
Yeah.
Like people were hating on that. Like Garth Brooks.
Hank DeGarth.
People hated on Luke Bryan, still do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They used to say that Luke Bryan ruined country music, but dude, he has some great songs, like Good Directions.
He really does have great songs.
He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Rubman, where are you from?
Missouri, like Kansas City area.
Nice.
So I'm wearing my Chiefs colors right now.
What's the name of that place? Kansas City Live.
KC Live. Yeah, I just played there last month.
Awesome.
It's a blast. It's really cool, and it's cool to go back as like a hometown native.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you don't always get that support.
We
back
played.
home.
Where's that place we played?
Joplin?
There?
Guitars and
guitars
country,
and
guitars and Cadillac.
Guitars and Cadillacs. So there's also PBR bass guy up there.
Yeah, there's another place we played there recently that they don't book like regional acts anymore. It was pretty cool.
Is that
I
Oasis
remember
too?
being there, but I don't remember the name of any place.
You weren't there on that run. I think Nick Haynes was with us.
Oh, I went with you to Kansas City very recently.
Yeah, I think we just stopped there like overnight. But it's a cool place to be from. You a big Chiefs fan or what?
I'm a big Chiefs fan. I'm not a big baseball guy in general. When it comes to baseball, we have the Royals, of course. I'm a big Cardinals fan, so I love the St. Louis Cardinals. I like any Missouri team. I'm a big Missouri Tigers fan.
Yeah.
My favorite basketball player went to Mizzou.
Who's that?
Sophie Cunningham.
I love Sophie Cunningham.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So because she plays for the Suns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like a commentator and stuff.
The Mercury.
Yeah. My girlfriend at the time who went to Mizzou was really good friends with her, and so
That's awesome.
yeah.
Your favorite basketball player is a female?
100%.
Okay.
Is there a reason? Like, I'm curious.
No, I just
like,
enjoy how she plays. Just like the energy and
Yeah.
the drive and everything about it's awesome.
yeah.
And even off the court, like her social media personality and
You
everything she
watch
does is
female
awesome.
basketball?
Dude, I love the WNBA.
Do you think she's like attractive or anything?
Yeah, she's very attractive, but I love the sport in general.
It's not her like twerking in a swimsuit on TikTok or anything like that.
I don't think so.
Does she do that?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
What's her name again?
Pull it up. Put it on the screen. Roman said it.
Roman, do you have a girlfriend? Are you married? What's the deal?
Are you in love?
You know, dude, dating's not easy in Nashville.
Fuck
Not
no.
at all.
No, it ain't.
Bonner knows.
That's why if you find one, no matter how toxic it is, you just stick with it.
Put up with it.
It's not. It's
Put your gas
definitely-
mask on.
It's not easy here, and because I mean, dude, when I moved here, I just tried to date so much.
Yeah,
And
just dated around.
just around.
Just a little man horn.
What the hell does that mean? Whoa, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, anyways. I mean, yeah, definitely.
It's like you walk in the red door, you're like, yep, I've hung out with her, I've hung out with her, hung out with her.
Never music industry. I always stayed away from music industry.
That's a good thing. Yeah, yeah. That's a
And
good
that was
thing.
always rule one for me.
Yeah.
It was like, how can I
Rule one
stay
for
away-
me is fans. If a girl
Yeah.
is too big into like music, if she's a big music fan, I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
There's the girls that you definitely know have slid into Morgan Wallen's DMs.
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme where it's like,
I mean, I've slid into his DMs. Who knows? At this point.
I might have too. Let me check.
where it's like, what her favorite bar says about her? It's like 6 different bars. It's like, she will leave you for Morgan Wallen.
Ernest slid into my DMs
Did he?
when Dick Down in Dallas came out.
And he said,
He said, this is, he said, the world is a better place now that you've put this song out. Thank you.
I have to say,
I was like, that's pretty cool.
I was in Texas when I heard it.
Oh, really?
I was a merch guy at the time,
Who were you selling merch for?
Easton Corbin.
Oh, nice.
And so I was a merch guy, and we were at the San Antonio Cowboys in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah. We played there.
That place
And
is wild as hell.
where the stages, all
Yeah, the stage
elevated.
lifts up.
It's super
Yeah.
weird. If you fall off, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. It's like 15
You're
foot
Matt
in the
McKinney
air.
and down that thing.
You are gone,
But it's
man.
cool. Like they bring the stage down, you load in, you put your stuff up on there, and then they lift the stage up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Sounds nice.
I just remember being at the merch stand, and it
Was there a
like
lot of
post-show
people at that
song.
show? That place is huge.
There was a lot of people. Yeah. I don't
Because
I
we
don't
had like
remember-
100 people there. It was like in the height of COVID.
Really? Well, it's Texas, so
Texas is fucking hard.
Texas is a weird market.
I don't personally. I go and look at my Spotify stats every once in a great while. I
Yeah.
think Dallas is up there for me,
Yeah.
and I'm still too nervous to go play in Texas.
Yeah.
because you just don't know. I mean, those are the kind of guys that they show up and they have the PFG fishing hat and they tuck it
Yeah.
in. Like there's a certain way they dress there.
Even if they love it, they're gonna sit down
Oh yeah,
and watch it.
Nothing,
Like,
I feel like nothing's good enough for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
but they're really cool.
Yeah.
like they're just cool dudes, and they're like these big beefy country boys with a really knockout 10 right next to them. Like,
Yeah, sometimes when I go to like Texas, I'm like playing and I'm like the whole show. I'm like, God, they must fucking hate me. Like,
Well, what's that you said
I'm
that
just
one time?
ready
though?
for this show to like end, and then you get done, and then you go to the merch table and do the meet and greet, and like everybody's in line.
Yeah.
And they're shaking their hand,
Yeah.
shaking your hand. They're like, "Man, great show. You were awesome. Like, we saw my wife's tits, or something
Yeah.
like that." And it's like, damn, like. I thought,
was that
I
like?
thought you guys hated me, you know what I mean? But they were like, no, we love it. But just in Texas, it's just a different thing. They sit at tables and,
Yeah.
dance on the dance floor, but they don't, the dance
Well,
floor is not for standing.
we did a couple shows when I was with Easton with Cody Johnson,
Yeah.
and that's a whole different animal. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he's
But
royalty.
he's from Texas, you know what
I mean, well, they definitely don't sit for him. I mean, he is. That guy could go out there in his underwear and he'd
Yeah.
probably crowd surf, and
Yeah.
they would love it.
Yeah.
But,
For sure.
man, I don't know the whole Dick Down in Dallas thing. I know
Yeah.
there's so much more to obviously, but I remember exactly where I was when I heard that song. I mean, that's one of those things. I was in San Antonio, Texas when I heard it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know, obviously, you get asked this a lot, but what was that like during that time period?
Oh man, it's just insane. I mean, it was just, we would go play these venues and me and my manager would be in the van, or wherever, and we would be on the phone for all 8 hours of the ride, with record labels, and it was just insane.
TikTok just constantly, just numbers just coming in like crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. Back then, TikTok was the Wild Wild West. You could post anything you wanted to on there,
anything,
and it would just go viral. And now it's kind of lame.
You sent me a TikTok we posted back then of he sent it to me last night.
He's like unplugging the
I was
toilet,
plunging the toilet in my boxers.
Did that go viral too?
Yeah, I don't know, but he came around the corner and I was like, "Motherfucker,
right? What's going on?"
That's awesome.
And he started like gagging and stuff. Speaking of Cody Johnson, I met him one time. I was on tour with an artist, like helping, and our truck was parked next to the buses backstage, and I went to go put my boots on, so I was like changing clothes essentially at the tailgate. And I look over and this guy is roping a fake bull, like a plastic bull.
Oh, yeah. Outside of his bus and stuff like that? Yeah.
And he, I was like putting my boots on. And he looked over. We made eye contact. He was like, "What's up, man? How are you?" Like we had a little quick conversation, really nice. And I remember walking back over to my friends and I was like, "Man, who the fuck's that guy think he is? He's back here roping a bull." And they were like, "Which guy?" And I was like, "Over there." And I'm like, "Dude, that's Cody Johnson." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess he's that guy then. He's allowed to do that."
It's like Jesus, George Strait, and Cody Johnson.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
Texas.
But when he's not like in his get up, like his cowboy hat and his pearl snap, like he just looks like a regular guy.
He was also
I had
jacked
no
whenever I met him.
He has a sick ass like sleeve. that
Yeah,
goes all
he
the
had
way
a
to his
sleeve, but
hands.
then like when he has like a baseball cap on, like I didn't even notice.
Man, speaking of short kings, Bonner, Cody Johnson
Is he?
He's a short guy.
Yeah, he wasn't that tall.
I wouldn't fight him. He'd
Fuck
kick my
no.
ass.
I gotta hit the gym.
Dude used to ride bulls. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
Dawson said I should ride bulls though.
You already do ride bulls. What are you talking about?
No, Dawson said like they're like shorter to the bulls. So
Yeah, you'd be good at it.
It's like a jockey.
that's finally
yeah,
finally something I'm good at.
You'd
Fuck.
probably be good at like go-kart racing too.
Can you make money riding go karts?
I don't know. Anyway, you ever do
You're
any
good
bull
at picking
stuff?
up girls in Denver.
Any what?
Any like bull stuff? Are you like a cowboy at all?
No, not at all. I mean, my grandparents have a Longhorn ranch in Missouri, and I go out there
cool.
and help out
nice.
whenever I can. But no, I mean, dude, I'm pretty low key. Like I like my idea of like hard work, I guess, is sitting back and smoking a cigar,
Oh, yeah.
having a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
What's the countryest shit you do?
Probably go out there and work on with Longhorns.
You get like near them, like in the same field?
Longhorns are really cool, and they're a very interesting, not really discussed breed of cow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, their racks can go, almost 3-4 feet.
Damn, so the racks are as tall as Bonner.
They act like puppy
Hey, I'm
dogs, though.
5'4" 3/4.
And they constantly want to be massaged, like on their horns.
Oh, they're
and,
chill?
Yeah, they're so cool. I mean, they're not aggressive. The ones you have to be careful about are like the Angus, like cows, and the bulls, like the actual bulls.
Yeah.
But no, they're like puppy dogs. I mean, the best way to describe them is like a golden retriever.
Really?
So the first time I was out in the pasture, my grandpa was like, "Hey, go out there, just mow down the grass," and he told me the pattern he wanted. So it was real easy, and I'm listening to music on my headphones. Well, my music dies, and all I hear is like cows mooing. I'm like, I thought he wasn't going to let these cows in. Sure enough, they have a circle surrounded around you, and they're just curious about you. They're just like looking.
Yeah.
So I stopped the tractor, and I remember for like 20 minutes, I just sat there. I'm like, I can't get a hold of my grandfather because my phone's dead. And so I just kind of got off and like went up to them, and they were super cool, and they're really
Were
interesting.
you terrified?
I was definitely
Dude,
like,
I'd be so scared.
I was a second away from probably shitting myself.
How old
but-
were you?
yeah.
Oh, this is during COVID.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And it was like right when COVID started. I went up there just to kind of get away and help them. And when they go through gates, they go through in a single file line.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike Angus beef, they'll kill a gate,
Like stampede it.
stampede right through it. But no, these cows will literally stop, let the eldest go first, and then they'll put a line right behind, which is actually pretty interesting. So
Dang, that's cool.
that's about as much as I know about cows, other than the fact that I eat them. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So in high school, you saw Sam Hunt.
Yeah.
And did you already play music and decide I want to do country music, or did you see him and say I want to do music?
No, I played country music since I was 6 years old. My uncle had a country band, Outlaw Jim and the Whiskey Benders, and they're still around. I mean, he just kind of tours regionally in the Midwest. But when I was 6, he had me come up and play Folsom Prison Blues.
Oh, nice.
And so it was just me and a guitar that had 2 strings on it. And there's a picture of it on Instagram. And it was just a really cool experience. That was the moment I was like, I'm going to play music. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. At 6 years old, that's all I cared about doing. And then, got into high school, of course, did it to pick up girls. And then,
did it work?
no, not really. Yeah. I mean, I thought it did.
Well, high school music's kind of lame. It's kind of like sports or the hierarchy. Yeah, and like the musician kids are kind of lame.
Well, they kind of throw you in with the Metallica kids, the kids who sit in their room and play, Smoke on the Water and Enter Sandman. Nothing wrong with that. I did that, but that's exactly what it was. Like there was really no in between. Country music was taboo.
Yeah.
So,
but once you graduate and get into college area, that's when music's cool.
Yeah,
because people are like, "Oh, I don't care that you played football in high school." Like now you can play music. You're getting all the chicks at the parties.
Well, the college circuit was interesting because I was a senior in high school. I started doing that. I started going like Fayetteville, Arkansas, and doing sorority shows. I started doing, University of Missouri, and then Kansas, and then just started getting around that way. And I was still a senior in high school, and that was a whole other ball game.
Yeah, you're the man.
I was like, I want to go. I'm never leaving. Like if I go to college, I'm never going to leave. And I didn't end up going to college, but it was definitely a really cool experience. And
so instead of college, you moved here.
Definitely, yeah. I graduated high school 2015, and I didn't think twice. Just went straight away.
Did you have family or friends here, or did you make the leap alone?
I had a friend here who's still my best friend today, but he was a merch guy for Justin Moore at the time.
Give him a shout out. Who is it?
Tanner Adams. He's a great guy. Recently got engaged, so pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird seeing your friends starting to get engaged.
Does he do content, or is he?
No, he was in management for a while.
Okay.
And he was my first manager.
Yeah.
But man, the guy worked like 3 jobs and saved money so I could like get an EP out or get a couple songs recorded. And then in the meantime, he had me working at the Audi dealership washing cars.
Yeah.
And I was working at a gym, and I had like 2 or 3 jobs, and I was just kind of bouncing between that. And then when I went to the Audi dealership, that's whenever I started making connections. I was like, okay, the reason I'm going to work at Audi is because there's going to be executives who come in and they probably have business cards in their car. And I just stole them out of the car. And so
Hell yeah.
made a fake email, ended up getting a meeting with the record executive. And he quickly figured out that it was all fake, but he kind of gave me a chance and let me have my little spiel and talk. And it was definitely an eye-opening moment to figure out how I needed to do this, because I had no idea. I didn't know what to do. TikTok wasn't a thing, and it was just Instagram. So I started making Instagram cover videos, and then that's how I started getting some traction.
Yeah.
Nice.
That started popping off for you.
Yeah, it was a different time. I mean, I feel like if you posted an Instagram video, it had a really good chance of going viral.
Yeah.
And so I had a few of those.
Everybody was just, when I first downloaded
all photos.
Instagram, I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was just like one of those like apps that you use to make a photo with and then post
To like edit a photo?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they only had like there was no photo editing app, so you had all the photos were
There's
really
like 10
like a
filters.
blue
Mcilwain,
film
we give me a
over it,
water. Let's talk about the different jobs you've had since
Yeah.
you moved here.
Yeah,
So you were washing cars, and then what else?
worked at a gym, and that was odd because at the time I like lived in the back of my car,
Oh wow!
and so the
was
gym
that when you first moved to town, or what?
Well, so Tanner got me my buddy Tanner got me, my first living situation. I rented out a room in a guy's house.
Yeah.
Which, it was like $400. And to me now, like I would give a kidney to have $400. And I mean, maybe, anything. Cause honestly,
Yeah, you'd save so much money.
it felt like so much money back then, and it was, but now it's just,
Now
everything's
that's
so
good.
expensive.
Yeah. I mean, when we lived, we all lived. It was me, Mitch, and a girl named Ella Langley. She's an artist here in
I
town.
do know, yeah.
And we actually still live together, me and Ella. But it was me, Mitch, Ella, and the guy she was dating at the time, Clay Barker, which he manages. But we all lived in a house together. I think our rent was like $380 a month.
Dude, it was something crazy.
something
That's awesome.
cheap, But we had like
so
a
cool.
whole house,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cheap.
And there was always something going on, It's like now it's just me and Ella, and we pay like a lot of money to live where we live, you know.
we pay a lot too now.
Yeah.
3 times more than
Fuck, I
that.
don't pay a lot, but somebody tried to fucking kick my door down 2 weeks ago. So
Damn,
Don't you have your own house?
yeah,
What What do you mean kick it down? I thought
He
you
lives
leave it
in the
unlocked.
bad side of Hendersonville.
So like actually tried to like
Yeah. Was not good.
were you
Hell yeah, I was scared shitless.
okay? Like
He already thinks people are going to break in.
Yeah,
all
I
the
called the
time.
police and I called my mom.
shotgun ready or anything like
You
that?
need to get a
Yeah,
gun,
no.
Bonner.
What'd you say?
You need a gun.
I have a gun.
Ooh,
It's got 2 of them.
they were in trouble then. All right, so you lived in the back of your car and you worked at a gym.
Yeah.
Which gym?
It was Get Fit Anytime. No, Work At Anytime.
What a clever name.
Yeah, it was literally open 24/7. Even on holidays, it never closed. It never had any like closures at all. It was really interesting, and it's still there. It was in Lenox Village in Brentwood, which is pretty far removed from everything. And so I would bounce between there and then the Audi dealership and just go back and forth. So I do a morning shift, 4 a.m. to 11, from 11:30 to 6 p.m. at the Audi dealership. And it was interesting, man. Like I loved it at the time of my life, and I would drink like a fish because I was, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, and my buddies and I would go out and spend what little money we had. And it was fun. It's probably the most fun time I've had ever in my life.
What bars would you go to back then?
Well, I had a fake ID, and I thought Broadway was really cool.
Dude, Broadway is still cool.
Because it was like
I disagree.
little tourist girls, it was like the tourist, like college girls that would come in town. And of course, we wanted to chase after those girls. So we go to Broadway. And one time I had my fake ID taken probably 3 or 4 times.
Dang, how'd you get it back? Did you just get a new one?
I had to get a new one every single time.
Dang.
Yeah. So about every 6 months, my buddy would be getting a call. Like, hey, man.
Our buddy Drew Trosclair, do you know him? He is one of the writers on Digtown in Dallas.
Gotcha. Okay.
And him and his brother had like the biggest like ring of like fake IDs. Like his brother actually got in like real big trouble. Like
a kingpin situation?
Yeah, in Georgia, in Athens. His
Man.
brother like took the fall.
I feel like that's a place you don't do it. Anywhere in the South, I feel like it's just
It was
hard
like
to
a
get away
big
with
deal.
stuff like
It made
that.
like headlines and everything.
I did it when I was at Auburn. I did a couple.
Did you?
Do you have a machine and everything?
No, mine were like very like amateur level. It's just because I could do graphic design. So
Yeah.
I would just design a new ID with a different date and print it, and I figured out how to manipulate it to look
What'd you
real.
print it on?
Just a regular printer.
No, but like, did you order like driver's license material?
No,
type of
I
shit?
would use other cards, like other license,
Okay.
and manipulate it. I didn't do a lot. I didn't do it professionally. I only did it for my friends.
Yeah.
But we knew the detective back home in our hometown, and my friend got caught with one, and like the detective called me and was like, "I know you made this. Cut this shit out, or you're gonna get in trouble."
Stop doing it.
So I was like, "Okay."
It's like a felony to do that. Might have to cut that part out.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, mine was like a sticker. I remember it was like a card, and it had like a sticker, like a film over it. It was Maryland, and it had the little crab on it. And then I had a Kansas one, and then I had like a Louisiana.
Nice.
And that was about as.
Nice.
What's your favorite bar now? You still a Broadway guy?
Not really. I was actually at a bar today called Betty's.
Oh, Betty's is lit.
It's cool. I love dive bars.
Divey as fuck.
Yeah, I love dive bars.
You were at a bar today?
Yeah, I was doing some content, and so I was there.
I was
But
saying at 6 o'clock.
it was an excuse for me to drink. so.
McIlwain's drooling over there. He's like, bar? Huh?
We
What?
did,
What's y'all's favorite bar?
McIlwain likes any of them.
I like AJ's on Broadway.
AJ's on Broadway. Yeah.
I like AJ's because nobody's ever in there and the music is great.
Mine is definitely like Red Door, I guess.
Red
oh,
Door.
Jolly
Yeah.
Ollies.
Actually, Red Door's not that bad anymore. They like metal
section.
they metal detect people when they go in there,
understandably,
which makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
And then
I never felt unsafe until
I
that
did.
situation. Really?
Yeah, this one night we had bus call at like midnight, and so I was down here. I think we did a podcast that night, and I was like, shoot, I'm just gonna go over to Red Door and hang out. Some of my friends were over there, and I met one of my buddies over there, and he had a friend that was in town that was like about to move here, and then he left. So me and his friend started hanging out and talking.
Yeah.
And then we were walking to that, the bar closed or whatever, and we were all like walking to our cars, and like I saw this one guy. I didn't know him, but he like knew who I was because he said something about Dig Down in Dallas, and I was already kind of sketched out by the guy, but I like gave him a hug or whatever. And then
You were sketched out.
gave him a hug.
I don't know. The guy like wanted to hug me. I was like tried to shake his hand. He's like, no, give me a hug. And I was like, all right, this is getting weird. Well, like
That's when you grab his butt.
yeah, exactly. The dude that I had met that night that was friends with my other friend, thought that guy was like starting shit with me. So he like was drunk and like took out his phone and like took a picture of his license plate. And by that time, I'd already like gotten in my car and I was gonna like drive back over just to wave goodbye to that guy. And these dudes were on top of him, beating the shit out of him. So like, I pulled over, and those guys like got in their car and left. And then my new friend that I met that night had like blood gushing from his eye. Oh. My cell phone was dead, so I had to like beg this homeless person to like get his phone out and like call 911. I was sitting there with him but I like went to bus call that night, and I was like, dude, that was like traumatic for me.
So sorry,
Yeah, it's yeah.
So the guy who wanted a hug, got the shit beat out of him.
No, the guy that wanted a hug
beat
was
the
like,
shit out of your new friend.
The shit out of my new friend. Yeah. So I was like, this is why I don't come to Red Door, you know? And then there was like a shooting over there the other day. Yeah. And then there was the kid that got killed in Midtown. Like,
man.
You know,
that was unfortunate.
One of my first times going to Red Door was with one of our friends.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Mcilwain had sex in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
Red
so
Door.
gross.
Wait, you had sex?
Yeah, in the
Red
bathroom,
Door?
the one that doesn't lock.
Yeah.
It's just a door.
I know
just
there's
opens.
holes all over the place.
Yeah, Dustin Lynch gave him a high five.
during it.
Oh man.
Anyway, so one of our friends, we're at Red Door with another guy who just moved to town, who's very famous now. He's pretty famous, and he's from California. And we're walking out to leave, and we get in our friend's car, and this guy is walking by. We're parked right next to Red Door, and this guy's walking by holding a gun, just casually walking with a gun.
Jeez Louise.
And he's like, dude, get in the fucking car, get in the car, get in the car. And we get in, we're like, what? He's like, that guy's walking with a gun, look. And our friend is from Georgia. He turns around, he's like, dude, I have a gun. Like, and I just remember his face. He was like, you have a gun? What? Like, dude, it was hilarious. Like, he was like, so both of y'all have guns? And he like looks at me, he's like, do you have a gun? And I was like, no.
Some of my buddies who have guns, I'm like, you should not own a gun. You know, and I grew up around that, and, you know, I come from a big military family, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not scared of guns at all, and it was nothing out of the ordinary for me. But definitely, like, some of my buddies who I see like shooting, I'm like, God, you do not need a gun, man.
Like,
this is a bad idea. It's a death sentence.
I'm from Alabama, so that's pretty much all of my friends don't need them. Anyway, back to you. Your first tattoo was Elvis?
Yeah, I'm a big Elvis fan, and you know, for obvious reasons, he's Elvis Presley. So.
You kind of have like an Elvis swag to you,
Thanks, man.
like a Elvis.
Well, thank you, man.
Swag,
Appreciate it,
I guess.
man.
Vibe. What do you think about the movie? Do you think it was executed well?
You know, I have to be careful about how much I talk about Elvis, because I don't want to come across like I'm an Elvis freak.
Yeah, that's
even though
cool.
I am. I love Elvis.
It's kind of cool to be an Elvis freak.
But I thought it was cool. I thought it was really funny that Austin Butler couldn't get out of the Elvis voice. He'd give interviews and he's still talking like that right there, man.
Really?
For like a year after filming.
That's cool.
I mean, still now he's still doing it. But I thought it was a great movie. I mean, it's Elvis, so of course I have high expectations.
Yeah.
But I thought for what they did, it was great.
Did it make you as a big Elvis fan kind of be like, damn, I hate that this is going to get so popular?
No.
Sometimes like when I love an artist and then like one of their songs will like go to radio or become mainstream, I'm like, fuck, here we go.
I'm the same
Like,
fucking way.
Now everybody's going to fucking play him.
But he's Elvis. I mean,
Yeah.
he was already the biggest thing in the world. I mean, there will never be a star as big as Elvis ever again. It was just that time period. It was untouchable. Like stars just don't exist like that anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, growing up, he was this just like superhero in my life. And my grandfather was a gospel singer before he got sent to Vietnam. So I just grew up with this massive love for Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash, and just the time period, the way they dressed, the way they carried themselves, it was just classy and it was tasteful. And those dudes were some of the most country dudes in the world at the time, and they were rock and roll, which, you know, is debatable today because a lot of his stuff is very country sounding. So, yeah, I love Elvis Presley, and I mean, my mom's name is Lisa Marie, which unfortunately, this tattoo I got when I was also drunk, just like this tattoo, but I got my mom's name, and which is the name of Elvis's daughter. And so,
Didn't she pass recently?
yeah, she recently passed, unfortunately. But people think this tattoo is my mom, and this tattoo has the biggest
Let's see.
ass in the world. Like,
devil cheeked up.
So people think that's my mom.
That
and I have
Laney
to
Wilson on
explain.
your arm.
I mean, it kind of does.
Yeah.
It has the bell bottoms and
They
everything.
just bricked up in the snow pants.
Yeah, the best thing about these pants is you can't even tell I'm rock hard.
But yeah, what kind of pants are those?
Dude, these are my snowboarding pants. And
Did you just
we
wake
went
up
fishing
today?
this morning.
Okay.
And Trey texted me last night. He was like, it's going to be cold. And then this morning he was like, dude, just a reminder, going to be cold. And he was like, I have some rain gear.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking I was going to put on joggers. And when I pulled the joggers off, I looked and I was like, my snowboard pants are insulated and waterproof. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just put those on.
I like those shoes, those blue boots. They're cool,
Thanks,
man.
dude. So yeah, I just came from fishing. This is what I fished in today. I kind of stink. I can smell myself every now and then. No, don't come over
I
here.
can smell you.
I can't
No, you
smell
can't.
fucking anything.
You ever use
So-
the
Smell that
catfish
shit.
candy where it smells like the rotten cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a story for that too. In high school, I had a group of friends that were not very easy on the jokes. And they thought it would be funny one day to put a bag of catfish food underneath my passenger seat
That's mean.
and open it.
That's worse than tuna.
So they put it under there and they were like, oh, Mitch will find it, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I thought, I drove a hatchback and I thought it was my dirty laundry from working out. Because I would work out every day in high school and just at the end of the week wash my dirty clothes that would pile in my back of my car. And I was like, damn, dude, my shit stinks. Like, my clothes are bad. And so, like, I took them all out. I washed them. I cleaned my car, like the little back area.
Yeah.
And then I got in. I was like, dude, it still stinks. That went on for like 3 weeks. And I was like, dude, something stinks.
And
they
they were dead silent, didn't say a word.
well, I wasn't going to them being like, dude, my car stinks. And like,
You don't want to tell anybody your car.
yeah, you don't want to be like, man, I stink. My car stinks. So like,
Smell it like cheese.
like 3 weeks
rotten
later,
cheese.
yeah, I told one of my friends, I was like, dude, I gotta go like get my car detailed or something. I can't get this fucking smell out. And he was like, holy shit. And he like walked over to my car and leaned under my passenger seat and pulled it out. And he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I thought you found them that night.
Man.
And I was like, no, dude.
I had
Open packs of tuna.
There was open catfish food, like the little balls, the stinky
Oh,
balls.
yeah. That's awful.
And
Yeah.
I was so relieved. Dude, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, thank God there's no more smell.
I had that with crappie candy, the one that comes in
Oh,
those.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had it in my
Yeah.
pocket, like my gym shorts. My grandparents have a house at the Lake of the Ozarks, and so we go fishing every time I go out there to
Yeah,
the bass fishing
yeah.
or crappies.
yeah.
So
What is that like?
it's huge. You ever been to Lake of the Ozarks at all? It's one of the biggest lakes in the Midwest. The TV show Ozark is based after that. It's really nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And there's rough areas, of course, but it's a gorgeous lake and really good hunting, good fishing, and yeah, I mean the crappie fishing's
I heard it's
incredible.
Great, yeah.
I
Next to
fished-
Texas, it's
Yeah.
my favorite crappie fishing.
Yeah.
I fished Table Rock Lake a couple times, but
Yeah,
I don't know where in relation that is to anything.
it's like Springfield, Missouri. So probably 3-4 hours away. I went to camp out there one time.
Somebody asked us about Table Rock Lake on the
Summer
live today.
camp. Who went to summer camp as a kid?
Dude, I did.
My mom would let me go.
It was called Camp Chandler on Lake Jordan.
Damn.
Or Lake Martin,
I went,
maybe.
to Camp Cosby. Is what one was called.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go for 3 weeks, and after 2 weeks, like the third week, we were all supposed to like take this trip to Six Flags, and I was like, "I'm homesick. I don't care. I don't want to go."
You went home?
Yeah, well,
What a sissy.
I didn't like the regimens. Like you'd be in bed by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And and then mine was church camp.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like, and it was like not Baptist. It was, I guess it was Baptist. It was like a Southern Baptist church camp, which I don't know how to describe. I mean, I'm Christian, but it was it was a whole other level, man. That was like
Yeah, mine was just like not religious at all. It was like, do whatever. Let's have fucking fun.
yeah.
I wish I would have done that.
Dude, we played like, it was awesome.
I got homesick.
Have y'all watched
though.
that documentary on Netflix about the church in Franklin?
Yeah, the woman who
What, like
died in a plane crash.
Plane
Yeah,
crash,
yeah. On Percy Priest.
Dude, I heard that like that came up last night and Clay was like, I remember when that plane wrecked. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't.
We were living in Canterbury Court.
I don't remember that at
It's
all.
on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch
What's
it.
it-
It's
what's it
crazy.
called?
It's called The Way Down.
It was interesting because they're still rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
And
What is
they're
it, like a cult?
I'm down to go on a Sunday if y'all want to.
I would
The
love to
four of
go.
us,
So
we
we're
could
going
just
to a
go
cult?
check it out.
Dude, let's get McIlwain drunk and go, dude.
Yeah.
He'd probably fit right in.
He did. McIlwain did grow up in one of those churches that's like snakes and stuff, didn't
They
he?
talk to snakes.
No, they spoke in tongues, right, McIlwain?
Hey, I sent y'all a video of you and Trey the other day.
Yeah.
What they do.
Where are you all from? I feel bad not
I grew
asking.
up in Alabama,
Alabama. What part?
Birmingham. He's from Montgomery area, Wetumpka. And
Montgomery.
Bonner's from Gardendale.
From Gardendale,
and
which is like the big
McIlwain
cross when you're going
is
through.
from Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
So they speak in tongues and stuff at his church. he
Where's
went to.
Opp, Alabama at?
That is south.
South towards the beach.
Yeah.
Towards Florida.
You got, a
But
girl,
at his
you
church,
got a girl down there?
I have a song that's about having a girl down there. Chase McGill wrote it, and I'm putting it out on my EP this summer.
Oh yeah, we need to get talking about that eventually.
Oh, well, whenever we get to it. But
what's the song called?
Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh, nice.
And so it was a story. I guess it was when he was in college and he was dating his now wife. She was going to college down on the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
And,
South Alabama?
South Alabama. Probably.
Yeah, and so he was driving down there, and his car battery died, and so there happened to be a diner, and it was like out of a movie.
Yeah.
And so he stopped and he asked this old man, like, "Hey, do you have a car battery or have a place I can get my car?" And he's like, "My boat's over here. I'll just pull the battery out of my boat and put it in his truck."
Yeah.
And then he just asked whenever he comes back in, like, just return the battery.
Yeah.
He'll give him a new one. I thought it was pretty cool. He goes into a diner, starts having a conversation with them and learning lessons about life.
Yeah.
So I heard it. It was something a little different than I'd ever put out.
How'd you hear it? Who played it for you?
My A&R at the time sent it to me, and I was on the road. Okay. So I did a college tour a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys have done like the 3 or 4 week runs where you don't come home for 3 or 4 weeks. I assume you have.
For sure.
At that point, you just smell, and you're down to your last pairs of clothes. And
Underwear.
Anything.
It's inside out.
It's inside out. Your socks are inside out.
Yeah.
You're borrowing your band members' clothes to try to change up your show outfit for the night. Anything you can do. And I remember being grumpy that morning. We were in passing Lawrence, Kansas, and then I heard that song. It was just a little acoustic demo, voice memo, and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
So
were you working on putting a project together then at that point, or?
Yeah, because I had just come off a song called "Between You and Me," and I had just come off
with
of that.
Ashley Cook.
Yeah. So I had a version out originally, and then we added her to it, and that just took it to a whole other level for me. And so I was still touring that, and I was just teeing things up for the next step. So that was 2 years ago, and we're just now gearing to put it out.
Did you fully produce it, or did you keep it like acoustic, broke down like you heard it?
Fully produced it out. Cool. Yeah, and I like I said, it's something different than I've ever done before. It's pretty damn country. And my stuff isn't not country. I think it's relatively country, more sultry country.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired by and influenced by Billy Currington. I love Billy Currington's music.
It's great.
And so it has a little hint of that.
Yeah, Billy Currington's great. Isn't he the Good Directions guy?
Yeah.
Sweet. So that full circle there.
Let Me Down Easy.
Let Me Down Easy. That's I mean, any of that older stuff.
Stay. Or what is that? Stay a little. No, that's
We Are Tonight.
We Are Tonight's great.
We Are Tonight.
That is a good one.
Back to the
What
same
was the
hunt.
song I was thinking of? There's a song I was thinking of. That's
Crazy?
People Are Crazy.
in
Great.
that realm of
I Got a
Let
Feeling.
Me Down Easy.
Must Be Doing Something Right.
That one.
Oh, that's a banger.
Yeah, man, he was just different for his time. I mean, there was nothing like him, and so I was always kind of drawn to his sultriness, and so when I heard Fried Green Tomatoes, it kind of had that that reminded me
That
of
vibe.
Yeah,
Let's do some Beanboozled.
When you go to pick songs from a project, obviously, because I'm working on my album right now. It's done. I mean, we've recorded it, but we're just, it's getting mixed and mastered. But
you just signed to River House, didn't
I did.
you? Congrats, dude.
Thanks,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
How's that whole process been?
Man,
so
it's
far?
been awesome. I mean, we had like 7 meetings where we did nothing but listen to songs. I recorded like 70 songs.
But doesn't that feel good though?
Yeah.
Like it's about you. It's about your music and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that feels so cool.
But like, I don't know. I probably recorded like 70 songs last year, whether they were demos or masters or whatever. So like we had a lot of shit to listen to, and a lot of those songs, a lot of these artists these days are, I want to write everything I put out, and sometimes I feel like that's not the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like I have a couple songs on this album that I wrote that are near and dear to my heart. The title track I wrote, but like there's some things that as a writer I'm not like I don't have in my tool shed. You know what I mean?
My favorite artists have always had longevity because they cut songs.
Because that's what this town was.
It's a
was
song
based
town.
On. Yeah,
it's a town of songs, and there's always a good song out there. There's never a shortage of good music.
Yeah.
And of course, your publisher is going to be your champion and say, "Hey, we would really like you to write your songs." Because
Yeah.
number one, you got to have the discovery aspect where you got to
Exactly.
find yourself. Because if you don't find yourself, then people don't know what to pitch you.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point where you're kind of cruising, I
Yeah.
feel like there's just so many doors that open that you can find the right song. There's a song.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you got to kind of knock on some doors and hope they give them to you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You ready?
Yeah, well, I'm ready.
Oh, I got the shakes.
What
All
is
right.
this?
So you spin the top.
First, let him smell
I
the
think
jar.
Willow should play. What do you think?
Do you have to smell
I'm not doing that
something?
one.
Yeah, if you smell the
you're not
jar,
gonna
you feel
smell it.
great.
That'll ruin everything for you.
So there's room in the couch here.
All right.
I have a pretty sensitive stomach, so
She's coming.
Come on, Willow. Sit right here.
No, you're sitting. You're getting in the episode.
okay.
Think we're gonna let you come here without getting on the episode?
Can't look at them. You just gotta do it.
I hope that mine is a good one. Here, you got to spin and then pick the one out that
Oh,
matches
I
the
got
color.
shakes.
Mine is strawberry
to
or
eat
dead
something?
fish.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
Old Bandage or pomegranate.
I'm gonna get some gum.
Dude, if it's Bandage, you'll know it. It smells like.
Rotten anything but rotten eggs. I don't give a shit.
All right, Roman. Spin that thing up. We're all going to take them. Us three will take them at the same time, and then they'll take them at the same time. Here, let's get this mic in between us.
Shit.
That one's not bad.
Give us some
What is
paper
it?
towels.
Stinky socks.
You can't do toothpaste is the rule.
I don't know what it looks like.
We need some paper towels.
There we go.
You can roll them out.
It's actually kind of cool can.
Yeah, smell it.
No, don't smell it.
Roman's already gagging.
Get some of those. All right, you got to try to eat it good.
This is when you get like a good belly
I
laugh.
got
got
fucking
Right.
shakes.
Beer and stinky socks.
I got juicy pear booger. Bonner hates this. He tried to get it out of
He tried to get it out.
Try, dude.
I didn't know why they took it out of the show, and I asked today, and he was like, "Oh, just because Bonner doesn't like it." I said, "Fuck that, we're doing it."
Dude, fuck you. How do I do this? Spin it? Yeah.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, and again, liver.
All right, Roman, go
onions.
first. You go first, Roman.
Which one? What color is this shit?
It's actually kind of good.
Oh, dude.
What is it?
Okay, no, it's not.
You can spit it out if you want to.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna spit it out.
What color is this one? That's brown.
Hey, Ella, I'm filming a podcast. I got to call you later.
Hey, Ella.
What was this one again?
All right.
What color is it? Red?
Old Bandage.
It says pomegranate or old bandage.
Come on, Willow. We believe in you.
Ooh, it tastes like Old Bandage.
It's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly. In the
That's what it is.
swimming pool.
An old one.
What's swimming pool? That's even more disgusting. But
You
I'm
can
not
spit
gonna
it
be a
out.
little bitch. No.
I've always
gum?
spit mine out.
I forget what mine is, but I'm gonna.
What color is it? Let me see it.
It's not bad.
Maybe not. I can't do
Oh, that's bar for
that.
orange.
Oh,
I got a good one.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, here's mine, booger.
Hell yeah, that's the first time I've ever got a good one.
Well, mine's booger.
I don't remember what mine was. Mine's
Chopped onions.
cappuccino or
Oh, that's the worst one if it's bad.
I think rotten eggs are.
Mcilwain, you're up, bitch.
first the onion, then liver.
That was great.
I got you.
Yeah.
Michael.
I never get a good one.
That's the first time I ever ate it.
I like that segment.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
fun
good.
one.
That makes one of us.
Are you done, Willow? You getting out? All right. Well, McIlwain's gonna do his, and then I got another thing to talk about.
All right.
Good luck, McIlwain. What's the options?
Butter popcorn right there.
Both of those taste like ass.
You say butter popcorn?
Or rotten egg?
Okay. I can't imagine that's good.
I'm about to throw it up already.
I hope so.
God, the can just smells so bad.
He's hungover anyways.
No.
McIlwain, you were at Losers till about 4 a.m. last night. We know you're hungover. It's all right.
He's not spit it out yet.
Rotten egg's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
That one's not good.
That's great.
McIlwain, is the air still on in here?
Yeah.
Well, go turn it on some more. I'm finna die in this hoodie.
It's a sweatpants, snow pants. Dude, I completely lost whatever the hell we were talking
I
about.
know what we're talking about now, Roman.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
What do your DMs look like, dude?
Yeah.
You know, they're not as crazy as you would like. I'm not saying you would think, but they're not as crazy.
That's not what I heard.
I mean, dude, there's some weird requests. I get requests. I've had couples.
There's a girl that asked to spit in your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean,
You spit in her mouth, or her spit in yours?
I believe it was spit in my mouth.
yeah.
I've had that. The one that I think stands out was a like 60-year-old. I would guess 60-year-old couple that wanted me to join.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Did they want to pay you?
No pay, but I definitely I think the husband wanted to watch. That was the whole.
Would you want to come join my wife and
My
I?
friend is into cuck stuff.
Did you respond? Even
He's a guitar player in town. He just moved back to.
not anymore.
Did he wear himself out here in Nashville or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to disclose his last name,
Yeah.
but his name's. So just go to my
I mean,
Instagram,
you could-
follow.
I
Look
feel
at
like
my.
there's not a
Narrow on the guitar players that just moved back to. Anyways, let's change. Let's get off that.
That's getting cut out.
How does it feel like as an artist, being a guy that can jump into other DMs, knowing that you now have like a marketing team that's logged into your shit? Is it kind of weird? Are you ever like, hey, let's get my
log in.
number, get off of this?
Yes, add me on Snapchat.
Because sometimes, like at night, we'll have to message Trey and be like, "Yeah, man, just get her number." Like, not anymore. But back in the day when he was single, like he would just be DMing back and
Oh,
forth.
so you're not single
I'm
anymore?
not single
No.
anymore.
Good for you.
But back in the day, we'd have to be like, "Hey, dude, like, quit fucking DMing her."
I mean,
Well, I basically dated the same girl on and off for like 3 years. So, like, when we break up, I go hard in the paint. So, like,
man, were you single during the Duke Down in Dallas? Like that
I was
time?
not. We started dating like
And I'm
3
sorry to
days.
keep bringing that up.
Oh, dude, it's fine.
I'm
You
excited
can
to hear
ask-
this record, but
Yeah, you can ask
You know.
me anything you want about that. It was a crazy time. But no, me and her were just like started talking as that song came out, and then we were together for a while, and then we weren't, and then we were, and then we weren't.
so when you weren't, you were hard in the paint.
Oh yeah, of
I didn't
course.
know like what I could
I mean,
talk
who
about
would-
on this podcast.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm
who
like,
would
I know that look, dude, that's why I love podcasts. I'm
We could tell you what we did before the podcast. But
We
yeah.
should.
I'm an avid podcast listener, and I think like the second you start censoring stuff, it's not a podcast anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes
For
away
sure.
the conversation. So what did you guys talk about before? What was going
we
on?
didn't talk.
We watched porn on the.
All
we
of us
watched
did.
Bang Bros.
What was the
On the
segment?
TV.
What was the segment? Like what was
It was
scene?
the bus. Bang
We were
bus.
just watching Bang Bus, but we weren't even recording this episode. We were just watching
Just
it.
watching it for fun.
Is that the one with
together.
like the signatures all over the bus?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, on the roof.
Yeah.
I was sitting in your seat.
I was over there.
If that's why your headphones are warm when you put them on.
Oh, this is mine. Okay, sorry. I didn't make sure it was mine.
I said, dude, I got to get these headphones off. He's going to be like, man, these are warm. It's like a Love's gas station toilet seat.
Jeez Louise.
You know all about that. Shit, it loves travel stop. There's nothing like sitting on a warm toilet seat. Yeah.
You know,
Somebody was just here.
Do you ever watch Theo Vaughn's podcast?
yeah, I do.
You know
Yeah.
how like he talks about like laying down in a man's warmth, like get in somebody's bed.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing of like shitting in a love's like sitting on a toilet seat that a man just got off of, and it's you can still feel his warmth.
But you don't know till you're there, and then you're like, well,
We've
I'm
all
not getting up.
experienced it. And then you get the guys who like, you could see their Crocs like next to you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
That's always Trey.
They're like gripping their toes. You know what I mean? Like trying to push them down.
Trey be in the
their
women's room.
sandals, but
Yeah.
no, man, I had an experience while I was on that tour. Actually, no, this happened last year. I was on the Sam Hunt tour last year, and
Were you opening for Sam
I
Hunt?
was, yeah.
How was that?
Badass.
It's awesome, dude. I mean, that whole crew's great.
Were you full band or what?
Full
were you?
band, direct
Yeah.
support.
Catering, baby.
I had usually it's like cold cuts and barbecue at every county fair
Fuck
wherever you
them.
go, or
Yeah,
sometimes they just give
barbecue
you a
sucks.
buyout, or sometimes you don't get shit at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
we
know.
know. Trust me.
It's a toss up.
Oh, you want a pack of Diet Coke? That's what you're asking for? Yeah, there's a store around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. But no, man, it was really cool. But on the way to one of our shows, not only did our equipment get stolen, a lot of our equipment get stolen, like 50 grand worth of equipment gets stolen.
Oh wow.
I had about $2,000 worth of boots that I had collected over time.
How much?
About $2,000 worth of boots. Which is a good 4 or 5 pairs of boots.
Yeah.
And so those got stolen. My guitar player's poor gold top got stolen.
Oh.
It was like a 58 gold top or 57
Wow.
gold top, whatever it was.
What does that mean? Is that an amp or
It
guitar?
was a
Guitar,
Gibson
it's a
Les Paul.
Gibson.
Was that in a trailer?
Is
or
that a
what?
guitar?
It was in a trailer. We were in Kansas City. We were stopping for the night because we were on our way to Iowa, but we got halfway, and Kansas City was kind of the halfway mark. And so we were like, you know what, we're gonna pull in for the night. We're gonna, go to sleep and
2 hours
wake
of
up
sleep.
early
Yeah.
and then go. And we pulled in, and this guy, I think, was kind of a part of the little operation that they had going on.
Yeah.
And my dumbass, this is my fault. I put a. I didn't know that there was like industrial locks for trailers, like for tour buses and stuff like that. And we were just in a van, a little Sprinter van, but our trailer had a school, like a school locker, lock,
Yeah.
and they just cut that thing right off, and then they got the equipment. So it was really my fault.
Yeah.
I felt really bad about it. But we stopped at a Love's on the way. I had to get some equipment rented to meet us at the next venue. But we stopped at a Love's, and this guy, I saw the feet next to me. Sometimes when you have to pee really bad, like you put your hand in there and you have to grab the wiener, and it just kind of gets away from you.
Yeah.
You have to pee bad enough.
It's kind of in your stomach.
Wait, what? Gets away from you?
It
The
gets
wiener or the pee?
The both.
My
And I
shit's small,
sprayed the
so-
guy's shoe.
Oh,
in the store. And I'm talking like a straight up spray, not a little bit. And dude,
Was he in Crocs or sandals?
he was in cowboy boots, like
Oh
worker
God.
boots. And I just heard,
Put a boot in your ass.
dude, I heard what the fuck, but really loud in the most like country podunk voice, like Iowa country podunk voice you can hear. And I've never left a bathroom so fast at a Love's. Yeah.
So now you like shield that thing. Like,
Well, now if you have to go, you gotta make sure you're on top of it, because I clearly know that now that I don't have any control.
Trey sits down sometimes.
Dude,
So
I
he
sit
can
down
avoid
to pee
that.
every time.
Tuck and run,
Well, dude, I was married for 6 years. So one, I have trouble ringing the toilet. You know what I mean?
Tuck away.
It's only big. Yeah, it's only big when it's hard. So I pee on the floor sometimes. And then the other thing is leaving the toilet seat up. I would always get bitched about leaving the toilet seat
Who
up.
cares?
So now you just sit down.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I will say that I've left the toilet seat up, and I've got up in the middle of the night to go pee, and I've sat down without the toilet seat down, and it sucks. It's just kind of gross, honestly.
The only time I have to pee sitting down is whenever I first wake up. I mean,
Anyway,
we all know what that means,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean,
But anyways, so I just say sit down on the toilet seat. I never pee on the floor, and I never leave the toilet seat up. It's a win-win situation for me, and it's more comfortable to sit down to pee. Unless it's in a public restroom.
yeah.
Dude, Trey has this thing where when you're on the road, when we go to Love's or any gas station, really, when you're on the road, you kind of save that number 2 until it has to happen.
Yeah.
I have
And-
phobia for sure.
So
makes
when
one of us.
it happens, you're like, there's no time to waste. So you everybody is kind of waddling there.
Yeah.
And dude, you'll sit down and you'll be like, yes, finally I made it. Like, this is so good. And then next thing you know, you'll be wiping and all you hear is, what are you doing? And you look up and all you see is the fucking top of a cell phone over the edge. And you're like, your fingers in your butt and you're like, oh, fuck.
I like walking into Love's or whatever and being like, oh man, I got all this doo-doo in my butthole. Just say that really loud.
Or
Weird people out.
I've never done that. I don't ever heard anybody say that. So that'd be a first if I heard that.
If Trey's in the bathroom, in the stall next to you, he'll say the most inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
We were in the.
Look, here he is. I like doing it back to him now.
We were in Maryland. We were still in the van, and I was shitting the whole way there and back. And you took a video and sent in the group chat. I was like, God, you put in SIGs, and my flaccid ass dick is somewhere in our group chat. I'm like, oh no, Carly Rogers is in there.
When I was a merch guy, one of the artists, our bands I worked for was Shenandoah.
Oh, nice.
And so
Our band leader played for Shenandoah.
really?
Ben Miller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
You probably knew it was Ponytail Man back then.
Ben Miller is a super cool dude. But
He's all right.
It's all right. We love him.
Love you, man.
He's a very talented cat. He used to work at the guitar store in 12 South.
You worked at Corner?
Yeah.
Corner Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember meeting him in there. And then
Ben's awesome,
with
by the way.
Riley
I'm
Green for a
fucking
little
with
bit, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He built Riley's band.
Yeah, man, he's a talented cat. Great tone too.
He's unreal.
And just does he still have his ponytail?
No, he's
he has-
sometimes
he
he's
has
got the
weird hair.
foghorn leghorn.
He's got like a little
sometimes it's slicked
pushback
back.
mohawk.
Gotcha. Okay.
He has weird hair.
He's got like a lazy mohawk.
He had a cool ponytail for a bit. No, man. Whenever
We're still trying to figure out what he's doing with his hair now, but we
We
love
love you, Ben.
him. We love him.
He's still trying to figure out what he's doing with his hair.
Shenandoah had this like 2001 Prevost. I mean, it was still a bus. Mm-hmm. And
what's his name? He used to drive it, right?
Marty.
Marty, drives it.
Yeah, Marty Rabin. He still does.
Yeah.
Occasionally. But yeah, I actually just saw them the other day. I went out there and hung out with them, and they upgraded bus, and they've had this massive explosion in the last year and a half again.
Yeah.
90s country resurgence, which is really cool. But we were talking about a story that they still couldn't figure out who it is, and I'll never admit it, but now I'm going to admit it. You don't go number 2 on a tour bus.
Yeah.
And I did it multiple
You did
times unknowingly. Multiple times.
Didn't Mcilwain shit on the bandwagon? Ben got mad one time.
Did you just not know?
I had no idea. Nobody told me.
So you just sat down and shit like it was cool.
Well, I had no idea. And then I think the bus driver, if I remember his name was Marty Lyon. He's a great guy. And I remember him saying something like, "Whoever is shitting on the bus got to stop. It's got to stop, guys." And I just kept my mouth shut.
Oh, no.
You never did it again.
I
After
never
that,
admitted
right?
to it, which I feel bad, but now I did. And
That's fun.
I've done it a few times since. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, but I would like to say,
What'd you do with them when you were out
I was
with
a
them?
merch guy. I was a merch guy, and filled in TM wise duties if I could.
Yeah.
But man, those guys are out of. I worked for Shenandoah, Jody Messina, and then Easton Corbin.
Oh, nice.
And out of all of them, and they were all great to work for. But Shenandoah, man, they were Alabama boys.
Yeah.
And they're just the coolest dudes in the
I
world.
didn't know they were from Alabama.
Tuscumbia, Alabama.
Yeah, Tuscumbia.
So it's Muscle Shoals area.
Yeah.
Great guys, man. I just can't say enough good things about them. And they're the best. Genuinely are the sweetest human beings ever. And they don't even realize, what's cool about them is they don't realize how massive of an impact they've made on country music. I mean, they really have. And if you say something, they're like, "Oh, that's really cool, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about that." I'm like, "But you have no clue, dude."
It's like humble, cool guys.
Two Dozen Roses is one of the biggest country songs ever.
yeah,
dude.
100%.
So
what are your thoughts on social media now? How's your TikTok game? What's your short form video game like? Do you go live? Do you do a lot of content yourself? Do you have a content guy?
now I do.
What are your thoughts on it all?
Man, it's always changing. At first, just like anything, of course, we were all like, "We hate this. This is stupid. Why are we doing this?" I didn't like TikTok. I thought it was a phase, just like a lot of people probably thought it was. And everything is a phase. But when I saw it work, that's when I was like, okay, we have something here.
Yeah.
And Instagram, I've always been a big fan of Instagram because, I like it personally. I think it's
I feel like Instagram is like,
your best looking content typically.
What's the
lives
best
up there.
looking content? And it's like people that follow you really engage with your stuff. Like,
They're real fans.
Like I have 500,000 followers on TikTok, but like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could post a video right now and it'd get 2 views, and then I could just like randomly post one of me like picking a booger out of my nose, and it could go viral. And it's like, well, this is not.
But you know how
what I
hard
mean?
it
It's
is to
like-
build fans on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, those are hard to build fans.
but they're the people that are they're hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instagram matters, dude. You like wake up and you have 30 new Instagram followers. You're like, that's cool.
Those
You
are
wake up with
the hard
30
ticket
TikTok and
buyers.
you're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Whatever,
You
yeah.
can just keep refreshing.
TikTok's not even like user friendly, really. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I love your stuff though.
Yeah.
I mean, it pops up on my For You page.
Yeah. Thanks.
That man. So it's working.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, I don't know.
But like I said, it's not the Wild Wild West anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah.
You can't just post anything on there.
Well,
It
now
used to
they're
be fun.
changing algorithms now. Now it's like you have to have certain things and like quality matters now.
Yeah, it's
And-
ruined now.
Yeah.
Basically.
But Instagram, what I like is it's never really changed much of its format. I mean, they had They have reels, which
Yeah.
they're playing catch up.
They
on
have
stuff.
reels that that was kind of like to compete with TikTok, and it's crushing. I love it.
I had one. I was stuck at like 2,000 views, 1,000 views, 700 views, and I couldn't move. I just couldn't move.
Yeah.
My followers wouldn't go up. I'd be playing. I went out with Sam, and to get people to click follow is not easy,
Oh, dude,
especially on
trust me, I
Instagram,
know.
because they have to go look you up. TikTok, you just pop up on their For You page. But when I had a week and a half ago, I had a video go viral. And then 2 other videos on that same week go viral on Instagram. And when it hits, it hits.
Yeah.
And I went from, 34,000 followers to over 50,000 followers. And it just happens. It's that one video, that one thing. And it was the thing I did not think was going to pop off at all.
It always is.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important just to keep making the content. Like, don't worry about going. It's like my thing. I try to tell people, don't worry about going viral. Like.
With the intent to go viral, but don't worry about it.
But don't worry about it. Just keep making content, and it's better than not just being like, oh man, TikTok or doing this social media crap's not for me. Like, it's part of the job. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like we have to learn how to be creative in that, just as we have to learn how to be creative in songwriting or et cetera. I mean, it's very important to just keep doing it. You know what I mean?
It's been my biggest challenge.
Because eventually something's going to hit it. You know what
I
I
have
mean?
a hot take on that. Like, I work in digital marketing.
Gotcha.
I have a digital marketing company with clients, and a lot of artists now, like I've heard them like complain, I don't want to do social media. I just want to be an artist and make music.
Then you're not going to be an artist.
My rebuttal to that now is like, I bet there's somebody that's a welder that doesn't want to drive to work, but you still have to drive.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Yep.
You still have to fucking do it to be able to do your job. So like, grow the fuck up and do social media to help push your songs.
Artists have to remember, and I think a lot of them forget. I forget from time to time. We run a business.
Yeah.
This is a business. Nobody's going to hold your hand. And people think when they get a record deal or a publishing deal, people are just going to hold their hand. It's all going to be done for them. And it's the exact opposite. It's not. This isn't the 80s anymore, or the 90s, or the early 2000s. There's records aren't selling. You have to go out there and you have to put the work in. And you, more importantly, have to learn who you are. And it's okay if you don't know who you are, but you got to at least attempt to learn and know who you are. And it starts for me, trial and error, of just knowing what I like and what I don't like. And that came from writing songs. But the cool thing about the content game these days is you can put enough things out there in the world that you start to kind of develop what you like and don't like and who you are and who you aren't. But in the last 4 months, I've really started to dial in my game, started to get a short form person on, on the roll. And I love being on the road. To me, the best content always comes on the road, because that's like the me. I love being on the road. I'm a road dog. I like being out there. A lot of artists that I know don't like being out on the road.
Dude, I love it.
It's the best. This is why we do it.
It feels weird to be
I'm not out there, because I have to be. I'm out there because I have to be and want to be.
I love every part of the road, even the shitty gigs and the nights where you get in the bus or the van and you're like, what the fuck are we even doing? You know what I mean?
All
There's like
6
10
people
people
count.
in
the
there.
best.
It's still like, I would still rather be doing that than in Nashville.
Sitting at home.
You know what I mean?
Sitting
Like,
in Nashville on a Saturday is so weird.
But like, I agree with you, dude. Like, I signed my publishing deal and then, I'm signed with River House, but it's like, I'm working,
It beats washing cars.
Well, after Dicktown Dallas popped off, man, it's not like, ooh, I made it. It's like, oh man, I'm really got to work hard now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Now it's go time.
I work harder than now than I did back then.
The one thing I've always remember hearing about you, though, is that you're a very hard worker.
I mean,
And that's
gotta
not
be.
easy.
I'm 35, man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this shit didn't happen overnight. I mean, it did, in a viral sense, with the song, but like,
And it's not overnight.
to get to that point, it's not overnight. Yeah.
I mean, all
you
the
gotta have
countless shows I've played, when I signed my publishing deal, and I think my team at the time saw, okay, this they see a clean slate.
Yeah.
We're going to start you at a clean slate. And I don't think they knew that I'd been playing 4-hour bar gigs back home in Missouri for the last,
Which is rare in
all
this
through
town
high school.
now.
It is very
It's
rare.
very rare.
It was the Alabama way. So all of our friends, you play 4-hour cover gigs. That's how you make money.
Yeah.
And we moved here, and people are like, 4 hours? I can't do that.
Well, we still got friends
And
that are
it's like,
doing it. Did
what
you
do
ever
you
do
do?
Broadway much or no?
No, I never did Broadway much. I always still stayed in the college circuit.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
You know, I did all the, of course,
We call it Broadway on the road.
yeah. Literally, you bring Nashville to them.
Yeah.
Like the fraternities and sororities would hire you to do something. They paid good.
Yeah.
And they always had bottomless booze, and you know the girls were not bad situation to hang out with. So
It's like you feel like Matthew McConaughey is like,
Yeah,
I
man.
keep getting older and the
That's
girls
the
stay the
same
same age.
all right. Yeah, man. It was cool because I mean we did the same cover songs, and still my favorite songs. Can't You See,
Caroline.
The Weight by the band.
Yeah.
You know,
The Weight is the song you play when you're like
the end of the night when you're hammered.
You're like the 3.5. You know, you're like the 3.5 hour mark, and you need to stretch time. You just play that.
Well, you can play as long as you want.
Yeah.
You could do a 14-minute version. You could do a 5-minute version. I've done Freebird. I mean, any Skinner
We used to
song
play
you can
Freebird
jam.
a pretty good bit.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about this EP you got
Yeah.
coming out. We've been hammering. We've been in here for about an hour or so.
I feel like I was pretty tense at first. I was trying to figure out, you know, what the flow was, and then
dude, you're talking about everything.
once you start talking about finger up the butt and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and, you
Oh,
know,
God.
get a guy hugging you and getting the shit kicked out of him.
OTPHJ
What's that?
over the hand pants job.
Over the pants hand job.
I know, but it's funnier to flip it.
You're sitting there having your little thing, your little doobie thingy.
Yeah.
You want to hit it?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Diet.
Weed makes me feel like I have the flu.
Oh,
Makes me
really?
sick. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. I've
Mitch
never
hates
understood.
weed too.
Oh, it gives me anxiety. It fucks up photographic
You can't
memory.
sleep.
It's awful.
It makes you panic. You feel like you're gonna die.
I was
You
going to
feel like you're
panic
having a
either
heart attack.
way, so might as well have fun.
Well, I got high in Denver one time. I went and got a chocolate bar, and it was when I was out with Easton Corbin when they were playing with Grizzly Rose. And so I walked to this little dispensary down the road, and I'd never been in one.
Best venue of all time.
It's a good venue. I never got to actually play it, but I got to see there and sell T-shirts there. It's really cool. And I remember going to this dispensary, and I walked in, and I just remember how expensive it was. But they had the Nestle chocolate bar knockoff thing, and I thought you're supposed to eat a whole chocolate bar.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I feel bad for you.
So my buddy and I split the whole thing down half. I had half the chocolate bar. He had half the chocolate bar. I was high for about 3.5 days.
Yeah,
Like I could not get the fog, like the brain fog and the nausea would not go away for about 3.5 days.
So you ate like what, 5 times a dose or something?
I don't know. I was
200
told,
milligrams
I was
or
told
something
like
crazy.
probably you're supposed to have like 1 or 2 squares.
Yeah.
And there was probably 8 squares.
Yeah.
7 or 8 squares.
They tried to give Mitch some Kimbo Slice cartridge.
Yeah, dude. So I don't smoke. It gives me anxiety. I have a photographic memory, and it kind of twists those photos and so it just fucking freaks me out. And we were in Denver, and I've always said, like, if I can go to a dispensary, I might try it again so someone educated can tell me what's up. Because I'm from Alabama, so like you're getting it from fucking
Sticky Ricky.
K2.
Our guy was called Cadillac Man because he drove a Cadillac. And you're like, hey, what strain is this? And he's like, oh, you know, it's
Skittles.
yeah. Like he don't fucking know.
Skittles.
Like it's whatever the guy before him told him.
Well, the kiss of death is when they're like, it's from Colorado. It's
I
from
bought
Colorado.
weed one
No,
time
it's
from
not.
this. I bought weed from this guy one time in their parking lot, and I'm like, he's like, I got that Tony the Tiger. It's great.
Yeah, that's good. But so I go in this dispensary and I'm like, hey man, like I went with Bonner. He was getting some
That's
stuff.
$300. Fuck.
And I was like, yo, I'm curious. I want to know like the difference between the strands. I want a body high. I do not want a head high. You know, and he was like, cool. I hear you. And I was like, cool, we're getting somewhere. I'm kind of excited. I might try weed again. And he's like, cool, I got this one. This one would be good. This one. I'm like, cool, what's the name of this one? And he was like, oh, that one's Kimbo Slice. And I was like, hey, man, I don't think we're on the same page.
Just knock
And
you the fuck out.
he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I know who Kimbo Slice is. And he was like, oh, my bad, man. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
So you didn't do it.
hell no. I was like, dude, I want the easiest, lightest shit you have in this building. And
some of that
he sold me
Braille
some.
Braille.
And I still haven't done it. I'll
It
check
was
out.
good, though. I enjoyed your cartridge.
Yeah, thanks. Good. I haven't done it.
All right, let's talk about this EP you got coming out.
Yeah.
When's it dropping? Do you have an exact date yet, or are you still working on it? Or
Yeah, we're still getting all the details rolled out
Awesome.
on the EP. Am I allowed to say? Yeah. Okay. We're working on it.
Okay,
And
cool.
so I can say.
This will come out in like mid to late June. I think.
Yeah, it's June. It's June. It's going to come out in June. And so we've had a couple singles that I've already come out that are going to be on it.
Awesome.
But the next one is called One Tequila.
It's called what?
One Tequila.
One tequila.
One or want?
One Tequila.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the title is Downtime. So that's one of the songs on there.
Sweet.
So it's the first EP I've had out since the Between You and Me EP, which I'm pretty excited about.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. You gonna do any music vids?
Yeah, we've done one already. I got one on Thursday coming up for Downtime. It's cool, dude. It's weird because I hadn't done a music video in a while, so it's cool being able to get back into it.
Do you enjoy like the acting part of that?
I do. That's like one thing I really want to get into is acting.
I love it. Yeah,
is that something you want to get into?
Of course.
Yeah, like on a Hollywood level. Or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think you should, dude.
Yeah.
He's got the teeth for it now.
I think like on a comedy level though.
I can't even imagine Trey on set.
Like I've got this idea that one day I'm going to start like a TV show on my YouTube page.
You should.
But every episode is like 15 minutes long, and I'm starting a TV show about something else. You know, like do like a Trey Lewis Cheaters episode or like a Dirty Jobs or like.
Why don't you do it where you have segments, kind of like you ever seen like the Tony Hinchcliffe stuff?
Yeah.
Where it's got like skits.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's just
basically
like,
what it would be. But like at the end of the episode, I'll be like, all right, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, like I do like a fishing show and I like go and like fall off the boat and like hook my leg and like, you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Where do you go fishing around here?
Old Hickory or Percy Priest. We like Old Hickory the best. Though.
Gotcha. Like would be bass fishing?
Yeah. I just got my boat up here and I've been doing that. So
gotcha.
Yeah, if you ever want to go, let me know.
I do. You guys golf at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
I do.
You golf.
I play disc golf.
You golf? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll golf with you.
Let's do it.
You want to golf?
Are you good at
100%.
golf?
No, but I love
can.
it. I love golf, and it's one of those things that I feel like it's one of the places my brain shuts off, and it's probably similar to fishing, where your brain just.
I love golf. I just haven't done it in probably a year.
Really?
Maybe a year and a half.
I mean, but I was out 9 months, and I'm playing the best I've ever played, and I think it's just because I have a refreshed memory on everything.
I did a golf simulator recently, and I was amazing. So maybe I'm good. I don't know.
You got to have the reset, for a little bit. But I mean, if you want to get a hold of me on a golf course, you're not going to. Like I completely shut off. It's the one
that's
place I'm
fishing.
able to shut off.
Yeah. I'm the same way with fishing.
Except every time I go fishing, I get a text, and it gives me anxiety. I'm like, I need my computer right now.
I feel the same way. That's why I carry my computer everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Did you ever try out for The Voice or anything
I
like
did.
that?
I was on The Voice in 2014.
Yeah.
So I was a junior in high school. And so, I moved to LA for 3 months, did that whole thing, did not make a team. And
you made it to the blind audition part?
Yeah. And I was told I was only going to be a demo singer.
Oh,
I was literally told, I think, man, you would sound really good just being a demo singer.
That's what Blake told you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
That was an impression.
It wasn't even like a mean thing. It was just like, it's TV, and he'll never remember that. But
yeah, he'll never.
I did,
that.
and I made sure I wasn't a demo singer.
Yeah, now you're out here proving people wrong.
I'm having a good time, dude, and that's what we're all doing. We're just doing what we love.
Yeah,
having
man.
a good time doing it. So
yeah, I mean, regardless of like whatever happens next in my career, and I always just try to tell people this is like, whether you're still in the grind trying to figure it out, like all I ever wanted to do was be able to be in a position to create and keep creating and keep making music, and that's because that's the part of it that I love the most.
I would do it for free, but the fact I get to make a living doing it is the coolest thing in the world.
Well, we did do it for free for a long time.
Yeah. Well, we still kind of do it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear, the whole radio tour thing and all the radio shows you have to do are all free. There's no money involved.
Yeah.
And
There's a song by Brothers Osborne, and it says, "I give more than I'll ever get back." Yeah, and that's just like that's the bottom line. It's pretty good.
But no, it's the pride.
Yeah,
I have a lot of pride towards what I do. My favorite though is when I go back home and people are like, "You sell any songs lately?"
Yeah,
I fucking wish I sold some songs.
You know what you
awesome.
should do? You should sell that song to Morgan Wallen.
Listen to this song.
You ever audition for The Voice?
Yeah,
I have.
I wrote a song you'd sound real good singing.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You did?
No, that's what people say.
People all the time go, "Hey, I wrote a song. Play it for Trey. He'd probably sound good singing." I'm like, dude.
It's called Wet Butts.
Yeah, my favorite was last time I was home. I was told man, you should pitch that song to Dustin Lynch.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I did get a Dustin Lynch song. It was his last radio single. What's it called? I said, Party Mode. I never heard that. I'm like,
Yeah, never
damn,
mind.
wrote that?
I did. Yeah.
Party Mode?
I did.
Hell yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I was very.
Who else was a writer on that?
It was quite a bit. It was Matt McGinn, Ryan Beaver, Jerry Flowers, and Jared Kime. And Jerry and Jared are my producers. So
Okay, cool. Awesome.
They produced most of the stuff you've heard. And
Party mode.
yeah, we were on a writers retreat.
Yeah,
and
how
I
did y'all
heard
get
them.
that? How did y'all get that one going?
Well, we were there for
You just
me.
gonna hold out on me, dog? I didn't have that on my cheat sheet. Damn, y'all are all fired.
My bad.
What the
We
fuck?
stumbled into that.
I was trying to get out of this.
We were on a writers retreat. Where was it? Matt McGinn rats. It's his house out there. Josh Kirsch got a place out there too. Tim's Ford Lake.
Did that go number one?
No, it didn't. It went to 15.
Well, fuck yeah.
But it was in
Still
the
getting
20s
paid.
for like 30 weeks or something
Hell
like that.
yeah.
So, I mean, might as well,
Yeah.
been up there. But I couldn't, I'm one of those, I can't check the charts. If I check the charts, I'll drive myself crazy on
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like when I was on, I guess I was like on a Billboard chart.
Yeah.
And people were like, man, you're on a Billboard chart. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was on it for a week and I was gone.
Till it's number one.
But,
Don't tell me.
we were on the Rise Retreat. We were writing for me. We were trying to get this current project that's coming out in June, Downtime. We were working towards that. That was the goal. So luckily we got there, but at the time that I just finished dinner and I had been drinking all day. I was hammered. I was very, very not in the headspace to be writing a song.
Yeah.
And I think I had smoked a little bit. It was a Rise Retreat. You're out there to have fun. And so they were in the living room and they started. Jared always hits a jewel, and I guess when you hit a jewel and you shake it, it lights up.
Party mode.
It's called party mode.
Yeah.
And so Jared's like, "Oh yeah, look, this is called party mode." And then Jerry was like, "Party mode, like real slow." And then I guess they moved their way out to the deck and started writing the song. So I walk out there and I was like, at the time they were thinking the song would be good for John Party.
Yeah.
It would just a shirt that
That's
said party mode, brands itself. So I walk out there and I was like, what are you all doing? They're like, oh, we're writing a song for John Party. And my drunk ass, being kind of I was just got my butt hurt about it because I was like, we're out here to write for me. They were like, we're writing a song for John Party. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But I was like cool about it, whatever. I was like, I'm going to go to bed. Good for y'all.
Yeah.
And so I walk off and then I heard the melody and I was like, oh, I'm going to get back out there. And so I walked out there and I asked one of the guys, I think I asked Ryan Beaver. And Ryan Beaver was on it too. I think I said Ryan Beaver, right?
Yeah.
He, I said, what did you just say? He's like, said something. I was like, that's not good. I'm like jumped on the couch and started like forced my way into the right. So, I had my place in it and we wrote the rest of the evening on that, worked on that song.
Yeah.
But I said, if this song gets cut and recorded, I'll get a tattoo that says good for y'all. Cause that's what I said.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
It's
Take your shirt off.
a little tight. Anyways,
Tear that thing up.
it just says good for y'all on my arm. And the day that it came out, got released.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
And it was a little portable tattoo gun, and it hurt so bad.
Damn,
it was
That's
so
hilarious, dude.
You got any other cuts you're holding back about over there?
No, not right now. I have my own, which I think is the biggest goal. But I would like to. I mean, I have, hold and I have holds occasionally and stuff like that. But
What's the ideal collab? Feature, whatever you want to call it.
I love Leon Bridges.
Yeah.
I really do. Always have loved Leon Bridges.
I see that.
Sam would be cool. I would be a really interesting one. Would be probably Dirks. Just because I've always loved Dirks.
I love Dirks.
What's your favorite Dirk Bentley song?
I Hold On.
It's a
We
good
were
one.
listening to that today.
That's a good one. But
Because I feel like we all relate to that.
the best country song ever is Settle for a Slowdown.
You think so?
I've never
Oh
even
my
heard
God,
that
it's
song.
You
so
think that's
good.
you think In Color is beat by the
Yeah.
really
100%, dude.
Interesting.
Listen to Settle for a Slowdown again and just let your mind wander and picture and write the movie.
I've never
in
even
your
heard
head.
it.
It is so
It's in
well
between-
written.
For Mitch,
well
it's
sang.
that or Run by George Strait.
Or Run by
So it's
George
like,
Strait,
this
yeah.
is
Well, who's
two-
it by, Mitch? I've never heard it.
Dirk Bentley.
I really
I'll
love
check it
Dirk
out.
Bentley's like early albums,
Set
but
for
the
Slow Down.
Black album, that album
So
is the
good,
best
dude.
album.
I gotta say, Riser was my favorite because
Rise is good, or I'll Be the Moon.
well, that was on the Black album.
Yeah,
man.
it was on the Black.
The
He's talking about
Riser album is so good.
Oh, the whole album. I thought you meant the
Yeah.
song. Sorry.
because it's like it was during his dad had passed away, so he
Yeah.
wrote these whole all these songs questioning life, and it was
Yeah.
like this from top to bottom. It was him questioning what the existence of God is, and it
Heard
was
somebody's on that record.
heard somebody. It was a Chris Stapleton song.
Yeah.
So dope. I thought it was
Yeah.
just so cool.
That was cool. I didn't
Is
know
it
that.
sad?
I'll have to listen again.
Yeah,
Is it sad?
heard somebody's a sad song.
I love
It's,
being
it's
sad.
pretty sad.
beautiful.
It's a good. It's a good.
Dude,
good
Leon
record.
Bridges is good. That was a
Yeah.
left field. He had a
But Dirk Bentley's also got some albums that like ain't it.
Up
You
on
know?
the Ridge was out there for sure.
Yeah, that
It was a
almost ruined
bluegrass.
his. That almost he almost lost his career, and then
Mm-hmm.
Drunk on a Plane came back.
Yeah, well, that's hard not to love Drunk on a Plane.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one?
That's
Somewhere
the
on a
song
Beach
that
was
like
another one
saved
too.
his career. Was Drunk on a Plane.
Still is a smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere on the Beach. I remember just playing that all the time and cover
Yeah.
gig world. We used to
What was
play
your
it.
number one cover song? Like,
What would you say, Mcilwain?
It's probably somewhere like.
I don't know. I would do like It Rains, It Pours.
Country Girl was there.
beer in my hand.
No, I would do them like I would play all the songs in G, then all the songs in D, and just like go through like that. Chicken Fried, Whiskey Glasses, just like all go in a row.
I watched one of your there's a live stream on YouTube of one of your shows.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, no.
Oh, is it the Florida one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love watching.
The Florida one? It was
Is it the Knockin' Boots or was it?
It was a club. It was like a
it-
smaller club, but it was like it took like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You had to scroll to get to that point.
that was the Blue Room one. That one's brutal.
Blue Room. Yeah.
Room, yeah.
Because they
That's
live stream
brutal.
almost all of their shows.
That's old school
Yeah,
right there.
But
and that
what I
soundboard
do-
recording is bad.
well, I thought it was good. I thought it was cool because I thought the flow of your show was really cool.
That was before. That was when we were still playing covers back
you
then.
ever
Dude, we should
Statesboro?
record a show this
What's that?
weekend and
Have
put
you
it
ever
on
been to
YouTube.
Statesboro?
No, I stay mostly Midwest. I mean, we're gonna get to the South, especially this fall coming up.
Yeah.
But you know, I just tried to master one territory, and
Dude,
I'm trying to
Statesboro
spread.
is God's country.
Everybody
I
says
hear.
it's the STD capital of the South.
Is it really?
That's what
Don't
I
I
care.
hope to God I don't find out.
Don't care. It's so good.
It's so much
dude.
fun though.
Well, I mean, dude, like, I just I like to watch these live shows. Like, I'll go on and I'll watch a whole live show
Yeah.
of an artist and just see what they do and how they
Yeah.
get their flow on.
I've been doing that with Taylor's Eras tour on TikTok every weekend.
Just a new video.
Yeah, same shit every week. I'm like,
Yeah. Are you Taylor Swift fan?
die hard.
Are you
biggest.
joking? Or are you serious?
No.
He's
For real,
serious.
for
He
real.
bought an $800 ticket.
In
He's
Willow's
going by
account.
himself.
To go by himself.
Yeah, in Willow's account,
Yeah.
literally. I didn't get the code.
Dude,
Damn.
I'm the only ticket I'm gonna pay for. I can't bring myself to pay that much money for a ticket. I just can't.
It's like $8.90 for one.
I just can't, dude. I respect it. The only tickets I'm gonna buy right now, I think, are Duran Duran for my mom
That's
because she wants to go see Duran Duran. What was your guys' first concert?
Aaron Carter, baby.
I won't care. Presidents of the
shit.
United States of America is the name of
I don't know.
the Presidents of the United States of America. They had that song Peaches.
Yeah,
Lump.
going to the country, eating like peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You don't remember?
I've only paid for one concert ticket in my life.
One? You've only paid for one.
One in my whole life. It was Quinn 92.
Oh, that's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Was it
2 years
Marathon?
ago. No, he
Or
was
was that
at
Ascend?
Ascend.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
What
But I
about
don't
you?
know. That's my first one.
Supposedly it was Rick Springfield. I was asleep for that because I was little. But my first one I can remember was the Strokes and the Arctic Monkeys.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And that was together. They were like 2006. And I thought it was so cool.
We
to
should go
watch.
see Arctic Monkeys
My
in
second
November.
concert where I
Are
was
they
like
here?
really
No
into
shit.
it was Neil McCoy. Remember that?
Yeah,
guy?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a couple shows with him when I was with Shenandoah.
All you gotta do is just to give me that wank.
I don't even know what you're talking
We did
about.
Mark Chestnut too. We did a couple shows with
Yeah.
him and
Going through the big D, baby.
Black Hawk and stuff like that.
That's awesome,
Those
dude.
were cool.
Hell
So
yeah.
what was the name of the EP again?
Downtime.
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 This will be
coming out in June.
in June, so it
June.
might be out when this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is coming out.
Whatever. It'll probably be up for pre-save or pre-order, or it'll be out. So
It's going to. Yeah.
Downtime.
How do these folks find you on Instagram?
Roman Alexander Music and Roman Alexander Music on TikTok and pretty much Roman Alexander Music.
So y'all
on
go
everything.
follow them, go pre-save this shit, and dude, we appreciate you coming
I
on the podcast.
appreciate y'all having me. Thank you so much.
It's been awesome. Thank you for watching episode 36 or listening to episode 36 of the DM Monday podcast. Please rate and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.
Of all the songs the band could play, there they go cranking up yours. Ran into your friend, oh, what's her name? She keeps bringing up yours. Let it rain, high pull, you ain't mine no more. I thought whiskey's supposed to drown a memory, but it just keeps on stirring up yours. I know you ain't got a tab in here, but if you did, I'd run up yours. I probably should have stayed at home with a cold 6-pack of Coke. 'Cause the more I drink, the more I think about what I'm drinking for. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my phone from calling up.